Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Destiny video. Bungie just finished their first live stream where they spoke about the upcoming April update, and this week's focus was on new stuff that we'll be doing next month. There's some returning stuff and some new stuff, so I'm going to run through everything you need to know. So if you guys do enjoy this video and you're hyped for next month, then a like would be super appreciated, and comment down below and let me know what you think. Now let's kick things off with light level. The new light level is going to be 335. 320 is the current max, so that's an increase of 15 levels. But what's really cool is that we actually have guaranteed sources of endgame gear this time round, so while it'll still take time to acquire, we shouldn't be wasting time week in week out looking for that 335 item. Now the April update will see us return to the Reef, and Arekkz is going to be our main vessel for quests and activities, and the update will contain a new quest line which is comprised of a number of different missions. We didn't get too many details on that just yet, but in short it revolves around a new taken threat, Moloch, who Arekkz has been tracking, and it will be our job to deal with him. PlayStation players will also get a unique quest, which will also give them a unique reward, but again they didn't disclose exactly what that is just yet. And in addition to the new quest, we'll also likely encounter that new threat, Moloch, again in the new strike, but that wasn't shown during the stream, so for the time being, there's still some mystery surrounding him right now. What is interesting though is that old hunter helmet that existed in the Destiny database ages ago, the Helm of Moloch, now lines up nicely with this upcoming content. Strikes of course have unique gear to acquire, so I imagine that this new strike will be the source of this helmet. However, enough talking about what we might see, let's jump back to the facts. The Prison of Elders is coming back. In fact, it's now going to be your main endgame activity. Prison of Elders is where all of your light level 335 gear is going to come from. Arekkz has been imprisoning Taken, and just like before, we're going to dive in and fight them in a similar format to last time. However, the old prison still exists as it has always done so for new players, but there's now two new modes. The first one is a conventional prison, it's level 41, it has matchmaking, and it's also a source of items up to 320 light. So if you're still missing that elusive helmet or something like that, then this is also a means for you to try and get up to scratch. What's more, there are no more keys required for the prison, so you can run the 41 version as much as you want and open as many chests as you want, no problem. However, following on from that, you then have a level 42 prison, and this one is a little bit different. Level 42 is called Challenge of the Elders, and once a week you can also collect one of these, the Elder's Sigil. It'll cost you 100 Glimmer, and it's similar to the Trials of Osiris scorecard, only for Prison of Elders. Each week a scorecard will have a high score, a cumulative score, and a weekly bonus modifier. When you dive into the Challenge of the Elders, you will fight 3 bosses as opposed to the conventional 5, and there's no treasure room at the end either. See, this mode is all about points. In the bottom right hand corner of the screen you'll have a point tally. Killing enemies awards you with points, and killing them in the way the weekly bonus requires gives you more points. And if you take too long, Arekkz begins to deduct points. So basically it's like a battle against time, as well as also trying to get the right kills so you can get the right score. Now points are earned as a team and not solo, so you don't have to worry about anyone stealing your kills, but a high score is earned per run, whereas a cumulative score is earned throughout multiple runs throughout the week. Completing the high score will get you a guaranteed light level 335 weapon when you hand it into Arekkz, and completing the cumulative score will get you a guaranteed light level 335 armor piece. And you can only complete one sigil a week, but regardless that's a guaranteed max light level piece of gear and a weapon each week, which is pretty nice. It's also worth noting that if you die during a Prison of Elders challenge room, you'll return to the chamber and you'll need to replay that round, starting from the points you previously had. So basically this is to prevent people farming points then dying to repeat. Also, Prison of Elders now has checkpoints too, so for the people that don't want to do it in one stint, you can now take breaks. On top of that, Prison of Elders now has 4 new bosses and a load of new modifiers, so that's supposedly 16 weeks of unique combinations of encounters before we actually start seeing repeat content. Plus you also earn legendary marks for partaking in the activity too, so there's a fair bit of stuff to be gained for doing Prison of Elders. There's also an additional reward for completing this challenge known as the Sterling Treasure, but we didn't get details on that this week. That is supposedly something they're saving for next week. Now on top of all of that, the Winter's Run Strike is being added back to the Heroic Strike playlist, and it's been updated to a Taken version, meaning there are new fight mechanics and also more unique strike specific loot. In addition to that, something not shown on stream but instead listed on Bungie's website, which I'll link down below, Kingsfall Raid and the Court of Arekkz are being updated to keep them relevant. Kingsfall normal drops have now got increased light to 320, and Kingsfall hard mode drops have increased their light to 330, and the Court of Arekkz will then drop artifacts at light level 335. So you'll get your gear and weapons from Arekkz, but you can get your artifacts from the court. Now finally, one last thing to talk about, and that's gear. Bear in mind, next week's stream is focused on gear, but they did have a short teaser trailer which gave us a quick glimpse at a few things. Some new Tron looking gear for Warlocks and Titans, and the Hunter running around in this Taken gear. Now whether that's Taken armor, a Taken shader, or a special buff specific to a mission will remain to be seen, but given how much they've shown it, it looks a lot more like a permanent thing than a buff thing. On top of that, when handing in the sigil to claim their reward during the stream, they obtain this sniper rifle. But what really caught my eye was down here. Activates a red chroma glow. And when you look at the weapons, there's this new column. Again, this is something they said we'd find out more about next week, but if I had to hazard a guess, I'd say it's some sort of cosmetic customization for weapons, and perhaps it even applies to gear. Maybe this is even how our gear ends up looking taken. And could this also mean that there are different appearance options? And one final thing, take a look at this image. That is a pretty fancy looking sword, eh? Might be a mission specific thing, or it could be a new weapon for us to earn. Either way, for the time being, that is a quick rundown of everything you need to know. If you guys have any questions, then drop them down below, but aside from that, if you did enjoy the video, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below and let me know what you think, and thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.